Hey everyone, Russ here. First of all, I just want to thank everyone for the well wishes. It's really kind of you. Thank you ever so much. I'm okay. I think people have a lot worse injuries than I do, but obviously because it's my injuries, I feel poorly. Getting loads of there's and comforting from Lynn's, which is nice. But as I say, people come off a lot worse than me when they normally have a high side like this. So basically, this is a focused events track day, and this is the fast intermediates. And this guy on the Fireblade had overtaken me earlier on, and I just wanted to have a play with him. The bike was doing really well. As I came around this corner here, the back end just slid out. As you can see there, that's part of the high side. Then what happens is you naturally shut your throttle off, which makes it re-grip, and it looks like I've saved it. But as you'll see here, I'm actually deciding to test the tarmac in my lovely new leathers. There's me. Hello. But the bike already sat itself back up, so it just carried on its merry way. Decided to find a nice soft bit of grass to land on. And that was it. Game over for me. So, as you can see again from the front camera, as I'm going round, slowing down for this bit, down a few gears, hanging off, scraping my knee here, back end came out, gripped, threw me over the handlebars, landed on my back, and then slid away, and the bike came to a lovely soft rest. You'll see it even better in slow motion. The steering went to full lock, I went over the bars, then bang. All I remember thinking there was just stay loose, because that's it's the worst thing you can do, isn't it, tensing up. So damage to the bike, we're looking at the sand, soil really, that's all it is. It's not really done any damage, but to me, as you can see, I caught that on the fairing screen as I went over, and yes, it's as sore as it looks. Can't shave for a while. The gloves, I've always wondered why knuckle protection was put in gloves, and never quite understood it, because I've never scraped my knuckles when I'm sliding down the road. But as it turns out, look, the knuckle protection actually damaged me. It dug into my hand. The leathers, it went through the first layer of leather on the elbow, and started to go through the second layer of leather, and then the mark above it, you can see that's my backside where I landed and slid, and my backside is about that colour. But I'm sending those leathers off to get them repaired. The guy that looked at the leathers said that they weren't that damaged considering the slide I'd had, so they've done the job. So squids, beware. If you come off on the road, you're going to rip yourself to pieces. The drift, bless it, look at that, my drift ghost. That went down on the full brunt with a CBR 600 on top of it. The only reason the picture went black earlier on is because of the soil that's over the lens look. Believe it or not, it was still recording, and it gave me the footage, which brings me on to this tag feature. Feel quite strongly about this tag feature. Try not to use it, because it's great if you haven't got a very big memory card and something happens and you can hit tag. But I didn't know I was going to come off, and if I'd have had that on the tag feature, I would have forgotten to hit tag, and I'd have lost all of that front footage. So in the event of an accident, if you forget to hit tag for any reason, you won't have the footage. So just get yourself a 32GB card and let it run all the way through, and then you can edit it later, can't you, as this did. It still records, believe it or not. It turns on, obviously there's no screen, and it still records, but for some reason there's no sound to it. But what an amazing camera. It still works. I was thinking a few days before this about maybe changing the tyre, because as you can see it got down quite close to the wear marker, and then the track day seemed to finish it off. 2/3 up that tread you can see the wear marker's gone flat. There's a few thoughts to this tyre. First of all, I got the bike with this tyre already fitted, it wasn't new, so I don't know the history of it. Tyres like this go through what you call heat cycles. Every time you go on a track day, if you're using tyre warmers, that's classed as one heat cycle, because it stays hot all day and then it cools down, so that's the one heat cycle. If you don't use tyre warmers, every time between your sessions the tyres cool down, so that's a heat cycle per session, if you know what I mean. If you look at the tyre though, according to the research I've done, it looks like the tide going out. It looks like the sand that you get when the sea goes out. Apparently that's supposed to be quite a healthy tread wear, but maybe the professionals can correct me on this. Another possibility of me coming off is somebody mentioned it might be my suspension, but I don't know. I'm not a tyre professional, so again, if any tyre professionals are watching this, you can tell me. But the one that's most likely is the fact that I was hanging off with my knee down and I was on the edge of the tyre and I just spun it up. I just gave it too much throttle and it spun up, I shut off, it re-gripped and then it threw me over the handlebars. It's basically my mistake. So what I'm going to do is put some new tyres on it. I'm also going to go to a suspension guy anyway to get him to set the bike up to my weight and see how it goes after that, but I'm not going to give up. So here's the action in all its glory. Just going past this guy. He came to see if I was okay, bless him. He did absolutely brilliantly, and I want to thank him actually. So round here, knee down, accelerate away, whoops, re-grip over the handlebars, sliding on my backside, and then the bike goes and finds somewhere nice and cosy to go to sleep. Okay, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do, and if there's anything you want to know or any comments you want to make, just feel free. And again, thank you ever so much for your support and kindness. Take care, ride safe.